Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
Bro, like I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna be controversial, but I'm just being honest with my statement. I think that when Cap said that he was gonna do what he was gonna do, I think he should have understood what that means. It's like, bro, you're dying on that hill, and I mean that in a good way. Like you are the poster child for whatever is coming after this. So like, I know he wants to get a job back in the NFL, but it's like, bro, my honest to God feeling is that once you said what you said and what you were standing for, that was it. Like the aftermath of that is no more NFL. Like you have to be prepared to like, bro, I'm never working in the NFL again. Like this is my stance. I'm standing on that. I'm gonna expose how they treated me, mistreated me, and live on that, bro. Because like the harsh reality is he wasn't a superstar. And because he wasn't a superstar, they can always find some reason to say like he ain't got the talent and especially because he's a different type of quarterback. If he was like
Mhm.
one of the traditional old school Peyton Manning in the pocket throwing the ball, like he's not that, right? Like he is more of a and I'm just saying Mike Vick. I don't think he's like Mike Vick, but to compare, he's more there than Peyton Manning. So that's every excuse in the book for them to be like, "Oh no, we don't think that is this." It could have been anything, bro. But like having that against him already, and not to mention that he's a black quarterback, I just felt like it was a wrap from the first statement. Like they already knew, oh, this is what you own. Nah, bro. Same thing with what's my guy who just got the job as an assistant coach in Pittsburgh, Flores.
Brian Flores.
I think if it's not Pittsburgh, bro, and because of what Pittsburgh stands for in terms of like the Rooney Rule and all of that, that's the only reason why he has a job in the NFL. I don't think no other team was going to touch anything having to do with him. Pittsburgh wins by bringing him in because they get to say we got a black coach and a black assistant head coach. All of this stuff, like it plays into the dynamic of what they have going on in Pittsburgh. But it's like
Mhm.
you got to be ready to die on that hill, like or fight for what you believe in. If that's what you believe in, you got to be prepared that I'm not gonna play again. But that's just me.
It's frustrating. It's definitely frustrating because we all know. I mean, those of us who watch football, even our listeners out there, if you know anything about football, you know good and well that there aren't 64, not even 32 better quarterbacks in the league right now than Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, bro.
But I don't know, Jay. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I feel personally like Cap never signed up for the road that he's on now. I don't think he initially took that step with any inkling that it would. I'm not even gonna say backfire. That it would explode the way that it did to this point, to this level where he's literally become, um, a spokesman, for culture in general. In this
Right.
day and age, he never his knee was never intended to go this far. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it escalated so quickly.
Boom.
Then it obviously got hijacked. The story, from 45 and so on and so forth, and politics, and it became something that it was never intended to be. So I think the biggest frustration for me is, you know, at the end of the day, it's a very blatant reality. Like white owners ain't having that. They ain't about to just bow down and
Oh.
put Colin Kaepernick back in the league just because there's a you know a sect of people who wish that was the case. They don't have to. They're
No.
rich. They're white. They could care less. You know, and
That's
they can
that's the
pander
part.
and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it ain't happening. As much as every season he can come back and look ready and all that, bruh. Like I was watching, Sports Center today, or not Sports Center, First Take, and they said it was 6 years ago, and I was like, dang,
Time
Yeah.
like I didn't realize it was 6 years ago since he took a knee.
time be
You know,
moving, bro. And a lot of that have to do with too, like we in the pandemic, bro. So like we lost 2 years,
right?
legit. So you know,
So their
Yeah.
whole point was like the NFL is literally gonna age that man out. They're just gonna let him age on out until they can factually say, "Oh, he's too old to play," or
100%.
blah blah blah. You
Yeah.
know,
But
So
I
it'll
don't.
never
I'm
happen.
trying to.
no,
I'm
go
trying
ahead.
to think. It has it ever been a time where he said, "Hey, I'm coming back. I'm ready to do such and such. I'm gonna work out for this team, work out for that team."
100%, 100%. That's you remember, bro? Like during the time, like a couple years ago, I think it was when there was an official NFL workout schedule, which honestly I don't think has ever happened or is very rare to happen. Like usually a team has a scheduled player to come in, but apparently the NFL, in order, I think Jay-Z was probably behind it, back in the cut somewhere, some other advocates for it. But at the end of the day, they made a situation where they set up a workout so that the teams would come. This was during the lawsuit, like the all that stuff happened, and so the
Yeah,
teams
yeah, yeah. I'm
came.
talking about outside of that one. That's what I was trying to remember. Was it? Did he do anything besides? Because I know that was
I mean,
fresh off of the whole, the lawsuit and all the other stuff.
other
That's what
than
I was trying
other
to remember. I'm
than
like,
social media posts, I mean, maybe interviews where he's been on the mic or at a podium and saying, "I still want to play the game. I'm still in the best shape of my life." From a football standpoint, bro, like there's no question that this man can still play football. Like if anything, he's probably one of the healthiest football players or potential football players out right now. I mean, he ain't taken a hit in 6 years.
Hmm.
You know, he's bulked up since then. He probably is in the best shape of his life. And I mean, we just saw a recent video where he was working out with Tyler Lockett, and Tyler Lockett, tweeted immediately, like, "Bro, this man still got it." So, you know, I don't know, man. It's all of those factors and realities, and I don't even know what Colin's motive is at this point, honestly. If he actually believes he still has a chance, because at this point, I wouldn't believe that. So it might be more of a publicity marketing strategy from his standpoint to reinvigorate the conversation. I don't know, bro.
yeah, because I always wonder. I was like, man, I wonder if he really want to play again because it just seemed like what happened with the whole NFL workout that was here in Georgia, and then he changed the location. I'm like, I don't. I mean, if they're coming to see you, then I don't. I'm trying to figure out. You really want to play again? I don't know why. Why you would go through all that, and even since that time, it's like, I'm like, dang, I want to what Colin Kaepernick up to it just until recently. That's when it came out about him, whatever he tweeted or whatever he put on social media about it's been 5 years or whatever, and he's working out this, that, and the other. So I always wondered, like, man, I wonder if he even want to play again. But I guess obviously he does.
I think from all of our conversation right here, I think we need a clear indication of like exactly what he wants to do. Um, because I can't pinpoint. I'm not saying that he has not, but I can't pinpoint exactly the statement. You know what I'm saying? And so, but really going back on what you just said, Mo, like the reality is the NFL will just wait to age him out. And this is not just Cap. I mean, the NFL works like this when it comes to running backs and wide receivers, right? Like if you play any of one of those positions at any given point in time, bro, they're gonna tell you when it's time for you to get paid, they're gonna be like, no, you don't have it anymore. And like perfect example, we can look at somebody like a Todd Gurley, right? When Todd Gurley was killing in St. Louis or well the Los Angeles Rams, I think the last year he was there. When he was with the Rams, he was balling. And the year after they left, they went to the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, it was like Gurley ain't got it no more. And because a team who that was like the franchise player of that team, because they said that he didn't have it anymore, nobody gave him a shot besides the Falcons. And after that, have we heard from Todd Gurley again? Like we ain't thought about it.
Nah,
It's
is he
like
even?
Todd Gurley haven't been in the league for like 2 or 3 years, bro. Like you won't even think about it. But like
Hmm.
I
I
think
thought
I think
I didn't even
I think
realize
the
he wasn't on the
injuries. I
roster.
think Yeah, I think the injuries caught up with him. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think even in the Super Bowl, he wasn't even getting that much playing time.
He
And I
was,
think that injury, yeah, I think the injuries that caught up with him.
but I use that example, Corey, because like even though they can say that the injuries can catch up, which I'm not denying that the injuries can catch up, it worked like
Mhm.
the way that it worked like that with Todd Gurley. That's just one story. Like we can go through numerous players when in that running back and wide receiver position. All it takes for them to say is like you don't have it anymore, and as soon as they make that statement, then you're out there in free agent land hoping somebody pick
Mhm.
you up. Like if you go and look at the free agent list right now, there are players who we legit don't even like haven't crossed our mind in years, but like we thought they were still good players, and that's just how the NFL works, bro. Like they pay who they're gonna pay. So you look at would it be in the quarterback position because quarterbacks get paid so much money. You have all the 32 people that's starting, right? And not saying that Cap ain't better than it, because I truly believe he's better than if there's 64 quarterbacks signed, we know that he's better than that. But that's the same argument that players like, and this is an extreme, but like when players like To say like, "Bro, I want to play."
Mhm.
You're not gonna play because you're too old, but yes, you have the ability, you have the skill, and you can probably go out there and perform, but it doesn't make sense for them because they're looking at all these other factors. With Cap, they know that he's not gonna start. Like they already made up their mind, bro. If we bring you back, you coming in as a backup capacity. But if Cap was to mess around and sign to a team, let's just play hypotheticals. Say Cap comes to we all Falcons fans. Say Cap gets signed to the Falcons as a backup quarterback.
Mhm.
Matt Ryan gets injured. Cap has to start. Cap does great. Cap does phenomenal. Cap take us to the playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl. His stock shoots through the roof. And now they have to address what the problem was prior. Now his
Correct.
story becomes an everyday story. Right now the story is suppressed because at the end of the day he's not on a team, so you can always make it about talent because he's not on a team. But the minute he gets on a team and he shows some type of performance or improvement, his story gets escalated. And if his story is escalated, they have to talk about it every day. And that's the last thing that the NFL wants to do is to have that storyline going on because now they have to really address it. And we know the NFL ain't here to address no real issues.
They're better not touching him with a 10-foot pole at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I mean, either he proves by that scenario that it was collusion, that they blackballed him, XYZ. It's clear as day, that they played a part in keeping him from the game, wasting some of his years, or even if they give him another workout, it's oh, now I'm being, you know, discriminated against because I'm Colin Kaepernick. So
It's
they
one of
steer
those.
clear.
Yeah, they got to steer clear because the story is going to be there. The story will write itself, but it's still a story that will have to be talked about over and over and over again the entire time he's going through that process. Versus on the outside, you're just dealing with like one story, then it'll go away. Like, oh man, he want to try out, but he ain't gonna make the team. Okay, that's going away. We don't have to deal with it. But once he's in the league, every time that team is playing, whatever team he's on playing, every time they show him, it's gonna be talked about. And then if
I
he
just
gets
hope
the
he's
opportunity, I hope he gets the opportunity. I just don't. I don't think it's realistic, and that maybe that's just me being pessimistic. But I just think, bro, once everything escalated, that was the NFL was like, oh no, we definitely ain't. No, we we ain't touching that at all, bro. Like, no, you good. You over there. We'll deal with that backlash by not talking about you being in this league again.
I
We
just hope he's okay with being a martyr, because that's basically what he's going to be.
yeah.
It's he laid it all on the line. He sacrificed everything, and hey, it comes with a price.
It comes with a price. It's still like wild to like wild, excuse me, to think that all this happened because he kneeled. And I'm like, that's. I mean, people got their beliefs, bro. I'm not even here to debate your beliefs in all of this, but just like, bro, when you just really think about it to the core of what happened, the event that happened versus what happened afterwards is like that's mind blowing, bro. To think that those things actually went together like that. It makes no sense on paper at all. But hey,
Mm.
welcome to Black Man Think Podcast. We didn't get a chance to
This is
ask
America.
a question. There was no
Right.
question asked. We just dove right in, man. How y'all doing? Homeboy checkup. How y'all doing?
Cool, man. Just sleeping.
Now
Sleepy.
you look sleepy, dog.
That gym, man, at that 6:30 gym workout, bro. 6:45, whatever
Bro,
time I get there.
cannot get up in the morning to work out. I mean, I get it, but I just don't understand it. I'd much rather do a late night. I like people who are like up 4, 5, 6. Y'all some soldiers.
Yeah.
Corey, are you? Would you consider yourself a morning person, Corey?
Not really. But when it comes to working out, I'd rather, if I have a choice, I'd rather work out in the morning than later in the day. Because so much stuff come up later in the day to give you an excuse to not do it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd rather just sacrifice the sleep. Well, I really should just go to sleep earlier.
yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. But yeah, I'd rather just go ahead and get up, knock it out, and be done with it.
No, that's real discipline, bro. That's really what it boils down to. It's just discipline. I don't have that discipline in
Basically,
the morning, bro, at all.
yeah,
Like,
you can get it, man.
oh, I'm
You
not
just
saying I
need,
can't.
yeah, yeah. You just
I
need a little motivation. You need an accountability partner, man. Just meet me up there.
that sounds
There
real
you go.
good.
So he put
I
that out there
cancel my
real
LA
hard.
Fitness membership, bro. Like, no,
Save. That was a good save.
yeah, I cancel my LA Fit. But I honestly though, in all honestly, I have been thinking about like just going to grab the Planet Fitness joint. They have like a little $10 joint, but it's only for one location, and that's kind of whack. But I might just do that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Yeah, it was one location.
Yeah, yeah. Like they have a different one, and I don't know the price of that one, but I know they $10 deal that they have is just for like one Planet Fitness that you can go to.
Yeah,
But I was like,
which isn't bad. I mean,
I
if
ain't
you
bad.
got one close by the crib.
Yeah, because I mean LA Fitness, I think I was spending like 36, 37, something like somewhere in between the 35 to $40 range a month. I was like,
Now,
yeah,
is that what
That's
like is
nothing, man.
LA Fitness? I've never had a LA Fitness membership. Is it worth that, or are you paying for the experience of or the brand of?
I mean, to be able to go to any of them in Georgia, I mean,
yeah, yeah,
so I mean that's a plus. I mean, I think there's a plan where you can go to like any one in the in the country.
yeah.
But yeah, I
What
mean,
I mean, I can understand
having
like if you travel a lot, but why would you want to go to anyone in Georgia? Like if you're only going to,
Well,
I mean, it just depends on how often you move. Because like I've gone to Camp Creek, Atlantic Station,
yeah,
Mhm.
Madonna. I mean, I've gone to the ones in Metro Atlanta because there's several ones in Metro Atlanta. But of course, if you're in a city that it might be only one LA Fitness, then I mean, you're probably not traveling too far outside of that range
true.
to go to another LA Fitness. But there's so many here in the in the Metro Atlanta that you can go to different ones. Because you might, let's say you at your crib, you might work out at the one near your crib if you're at home. But if you're at work, you want to catch a workout
Oh,
after
I see.
work,
Yeah, that makes
you
sense.
might go to the one closer to your job. Let
Right,
traffic die down a little bit,
right. I
and
mean, the
then
options are there. The options are there, but I can't. I can speak for myself. I just realized, like, bro, I'm not a fan of working out. Um, and I think I'm one of them people that it's gonna take me actually paying for a trainer to really enjoy, not say to enjoy working out, but to take it to the level of seriousness that I need to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go and mess around in the gym and get the workout in, but the consistency for me has just never been there. Versus like I'll go and walk and play golf like 2 or 3 times a week if Trina let me. You know what I'm saying? So
I was just about to ask you, like, was there ever a period where like the gym was a serious thing, or was it always just, you know?
I don't know, bro. I've always struggled with the gym for real. Like even when it comes to just health in general, like I can have the discipline to eat right before I can have the discipline to keep going to the gym. It's just like I don't I just that's what I realized one day. I was like, bro, I don't enjoy and not saying that you're supposed to enjoy the gym, so to speak, but it just wasn't a fun environment. That's why I was like, oh, maybe I should try Planet Fitness and just to see if that just to test myself and see if it's something else. But I really think a true accountability partner where it's like No, no, Tuesday and Thursday gym, and it's on the calendar, and I gotta go. I think I have to actually implement it into a schedule part of my
Mhm.
life as opposed to like a yeah, bro. Like I'm trying to get in there like 2 or 3 times this week. You know what I'm saying? Like if I write it in on the schedule and make it a part of my schedule, then I think it'll be more advantageous for me to go. But on me just to be like, yeah, bro, I got to go to the gym. It's not like I'm not jumping to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Just,
I'm not gonna say I just enjoy the gym or I'm a gym rat or it's a hobby. I mean, I just do it because for health reasons, and it's just like I say, I'm gonna go like I put it in on my schedule, like I'm gonna go these certain days to the gym.
Yeah,
Um, but that's just something I do.
no, I feel that.
yeah. Running's always been my thing. Like I'm actually getting back on my running game recently. Like I had one of the better runs I had in a long time yesterday. Actually, I ran about 3.6 in about 30 minutes or so.
No, that's what's up too.
Um, yeah, trying to kind of get my pace back. I mean, it's a little slower than I used to be, but um, you know, I I've had a gym membership. Honestly, I probably ended up on the treadmill. While I was in there. I mean, I hit my typical basic, but I've never been like the guy that just goes through every leg machine or every arm machine. Leg day, all that. I've squats, all that kind of stuff. I've never really been that dude. Um, so I mean, a gym has its pluses. I feel like if I'm paying for it, if I'm gonna take the time to go there, I'm gonna try to get a good workout in. But I guess I'm more concerned with like cardio and making sure my heart and blood pressure is where it need to be. And for a while I got off, so like even recently, checking blood pressures like they're a lot higher than they should be. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and get back serious. And like you said, Jay, like you said, you have more discipline eating. I have more discipline probably with just making sure I get a run or a few runs in a week than I do eating. So
Mm.
that's really the next place that I gotta make some changes. Honestly, is just diet choices.
Yeah,
And it's not
the
even that
diet
I
is
eat
that though.
junk food. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that's the.
the
Oh,
main.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying the diet is really the main thing, bro. Like, if you can get that down to like really, the weight can drop, but it's a matter of. I mean, bro, at the end of the day, people get paid to be nutritionists. People get paid to be like personal trainers, and the older I get, the more I understand the value in those things because when you get to a certain level in life and age and schedule wise, those things like are roadblocks. So you need somebody to kind of just like tell you exactly what you need to do to get it done, as opposed to trying to do a lot of guesswork. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've realized. Just like, okay, I see. There's some value in saying, telling, going to the gym and somebody giving me a full workout plan of what I need to get done, and a nutritionist telling me like, this is exactly what you need to eat. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But paying for it, I ain't there yet.
We need those people because we don't have discipline. That's really what it boils
Yeah,
down to.
100%.
yeah,
Like,
That's exactly what it is.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
because it's
exactly
like, yeah, I'm not gonna say it's easy for me to get up and be like, man, I gotta go to the gym, especially like getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And
what it is.
bro, when it's cold,
Oh
man, it's
God.
easy. It's
even
easy in
worse.
the summertime, but bro, when it's cold, it's raining. I'm like, man, this for the birds here. But the hardest part when it comes to working out, going to the gym or whatever, everybody has their own thing. Like you say, you run. I go to the gym. Some people might do biking. Jay
Mhm.
does golfing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you do as far as your exercise. I mean, it takes discipline to do it. I mean, you got to get up to go do it. So I mean, it's like for me, for the gym, once I get up and I'm getting moving, I'm on the way, I'm in there, I'm all good. It's just the mindset of saying, okay, I got to get out of the bed, I got to get dressed to get there. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, you good to go.
So I think we stumbled into a topic though, really. Like, we're talking about discipline. You know what I'm saying? And well,
Mhm.
more so the lack of discipline. And what do y'all feel causes the lack of discipline? And we're speaking for black men. So like, what do y'all feel
Mm.
causes the lack of discipline in your life?
Hmm.
Mm,
I'm trying to think of the areas where I
discipline.
lack it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. How can I approach this?
Yeah, I
Lack of
mean,
discipline.
honestly, for me, if I'm being really honest, it's the battle between what I know I should do and what I don't want to do.
Mm,
You know, because I feel like, you know, now I mean, I think I call myself now. I'm not overly strong, but I'm a pretty strong-willed person. You know, I like if I need to do something, want to do something, I can put my head to it. But honestly, there's that caveat for me is like if I want to, you
yeah,
know, like I'm really not the type that like I'm gonna pout and gripe and moan about something if like I need to do it. You know, like if it's on the table, if it's necessary, then I'm gonna do it. But there are times where I take the liberty of like if it's gonna impede on my convenience or what I want to do, how I want to spend my time,
right.
what I want to eat. That's where the strong will kind of comes in the wrong way. You know, it's like
You
I'm
turn
good.
into that old
You
man,
know,
dog.
for
I be feeling it too, though, bro.
real.
I feel it too. It's like I do have those moments where I'm like, nah, and not even just stuck in your ways, but I started to feel like I'm comfortable with saying, no, I ain't doing that. Like,
Right,
I'm like,
exactly, 100%.
no, you want to like, no, I don't.
I don't. I don't. Yeah,
What
I
about you?
don't know.
Probably just I don't know, just motivation, man. I mean that what it boils down to a lot of stuff. It's like you can be I mean, you can have the mindset to want to do something, but if you deep down inside, if you're not motivated to do it, you're not gonna do it, or you're just gonna procrastinate and think about, oh, I can put it off and do, I can do it later, or I can do this just to get by. I mean, I think that's probably what it boils down to. You really ain't motivated. You haven't really fully set your mind on it. Like you think about it, but you haven't put your mind
Mm-hmm.
to it and say, this is what I want to do. Because if it's something that you really want to do, you're gonna do it.
That's true.
So obviously,
Yeah.
obviously there is some kind of obstacle that's in your way for you not to do it, or you don't think it's that important at the moment to move forward with whatever it is you need to do.
Man, you said something that kind of hit me just then because I had noticed probably for like the last week and a half, I was dealing with some procrastination. Like I got some projects that I have to complete, and I had to just kind of like get back to the basics of like, fam, just write it down and cross it out when you finish it. I had to really
Yeah,
do that because I was just like, man, I was feeling like, man, I got like so much. I gotta mix this, I gotta do this, I gotta create this, create that. And I was feeling like, man, I got a lot of stuff I got to get done. And then I was like, bro, iPhone reminders, and I just wrote them down in the reminder app. And then I was like, all right, cool. So like I had like 7 things I had to get done. I'm down to 3 of those things now. But that was just like over the past week, and it was just like, oh, why I'm not. You know how it is, dog. Like we'll sit here and legit get caught up on a TV show or legit get caught up on
yeah,
scrolling for 5 minutes and you don't even realize you were scrolling for 5 minutes. It's like, bro, hold on. Yeah, I had to make that list and just like, all right, cool. This thing keep beeping at me that I haven't did what I need to do. Let me go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and knock it out. And what be tripping me out is when you really take the time to sit down and like do what you need to do, you get stuff done so quick. Like it'd be like an hour or two of your time and you knock out so many of these tasks as opposed to like procrastinating for 3 or 4 days to get it done. So yeah.
yeah. And I think it's just I find myself. It's like, man, I think so much about what I need to do and not doing it instead of just doing it. And quit spending so much time thinking about it and just go ahead and do it. And
Yeah.
you won't even. I mean, but you don't realize you get so being in the habit. You get used to doing that, it becomes a habit, and before you know it, it's like, dang, I could have just really when could have moved forward and taken care of whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
Now, Jay, you don't realize what you just said, bro. I think you honestly probably just prescribed a ton of black men or a
Mm,
ton of people, honestly, in
yeah.
general. Bro, we really don't know how to goal set. Like, like let's think about it. Like most, I think the closest most people probably get to goal setting at times it's like New Year's resolutions,
Right.
you
Right.
know, which are very fickle, very emotional in the moment, you know, but like in terms of, I mean, maybe outside of professional work anyway, but like in terms of even our personal life and like trying to attain, you know, certain dreams or aspirations, like we don't treat them. And what I mean by this, like, y'all ever heard of like SMART goals?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all ever heard of that term?
Is it?
I never heard of it.
Man,
So
I know
like
that
this is
acronym, but
this is
go ahead, Mo. All right.
so this is new for me, right? So I'm like, so what you actually um like described is it was me at work for a while.
Mhm.
So I'm in a leadership role. There are just a million things coming at me of all different types, and my list continues to grow and grow and grow. And in my brain, I have a way of prioritizing things and doing things and making sure that I get things done by a certain, you know, time. Or, but what tends to happen is it gets piled up, and I begin to feel overwhelmed. And I'm also not the best delegator either. You know, like I'm very much an independent worker, and I'm at the same time while I'm trying to figure all that out, I'm learning how to delegate stuff. But then I started, you know, kind of looking into some things, even working with some other team members who are better in these areas of like really setting measurable goals, goals that, so anyway, let me just dive in. SMART goals, right? Let me share them with you. I
Mhm.
just pulled it up because I think some of our listeners need to hear this. So, what is a SMART goal, bro? So, the SMART is obviously an acronym, stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based, right? So, let me break them down. So, SMART goals, specific. So if you have something that you are trying to get to, an end goal, you need to make sure that that goal is very specific and narrow for more effective planning. So you can't say like, I need to lose weight. No, you need to say, I need to lose a certain amount of weight. How much weight do you want to lose? I don't know. I need to lose 15 pounds. Okay, that's very specific, right? Jay, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. My camera went out for a second. I'm back.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, like, okay, specific goal 15 pounds. Is it measurable? Define what evidence will prove you're making progress and reevaluate when necessary. So, how do you know that you're losing weight? Well, I need to get I need to get a weight so I can stand on it or whatever. And then attainable. Make sure that you can reasonably accomplish this goal. So make sure it's like you're not like I need to lose 130 pounds. Like, bro, you need to start small. Like lose 10 first. You know. Then make sure it's relevant. Like your goals should align with your values, your long-term objectives. You know, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then it's time-based. Like how much time are you going to use, or what kind of timeline are you giving yourself to get to that goal? Like the more I realize, if I get specific, if I write them down, if I can see it, like usually it'll keep me working towards it. But if I just leave it like in this jumble of all kind of other stuff that I need to do, bro, something's gonna fall through the cracks.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. Like that's, I definitely had that those couple of weeks, bro. It was just like, man, and you don't real. I think it's a lot of it has to do with just like being a man for real. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't understand when we're being like getting overwhelmed and when we're procrastinating a lot because we have so many other things that are going on that it's
Yeah,
so easy to like things get go through the cracks or whatever. Just because like I mean like y'all know we was in the process was in the process of buying a home, so like that was a big goal and big thing that was being done. But at the same time, like bro, you still got other stuff you got to do. Like
mm-hmm.
you can't stop all these other things just because you're trying to do this one thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like prioritizing, yes, but also being smart about the other goals that you have in mind. And I think for me at least, during that process, it was just like, bro, it was so tedious, but not tedious to the point where I had to like step back and was like, okay, cool, dude, you got a long laundry list of other things you got to get done. You got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so especially when you wasting time, wasting 30 minutes here or wasting an hour here, you just have to refocus or find a way to refocus and get done what you need to get done.
yeah. Corey just over there taking it in, bro.
Like a sponge, man.
Yeah,
But I mean,
man.
yeah, when you factor in like just looking at different situations, especially when I guess that definitely becomes more important when you factor in like you got a family, because you're not only trying to work on your individual goals, but I mean you got a wife and kids to attend to too, so you got to
Yeah,
factor that in.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
That I think that's something that is not talked about a lot though, honestly. And I'm not even trying to
that's
shade
very
the
true.
conversation, but man, when like if you look at yourself like a pie and you're trying to cut yourself up in all these pieces to feed everybody, it is a lot. It can be a lot. And a lot of times people that you're trying to feed can be dealing with stuff too, but it's like it's so hard to deal with all of that at the same time. Like you
Man,
family, you got kids. Your kids might be going through something. Your wife might be going through something. You might be going through something, and then you're trying to keep everything straight at the same time. It's like, bro, like what? It's a lot.
yeah,
And through all of that, you still got goals that you're trying to get done too. Like we all still living life at the same time, and then you still have other things that are going on. It's like some days you'd be like, all right, bro, vacation. Like
right.
I know that we don't do it enough. And I've read a stat somewhere, just millennials in general, we have a hard time taking off from work. Like we don't even like asking for a day off. Like we'll go and work through it, even though we don't need to. Like we hold on to our vacation and personal days, like for no reason at all, bro. I wish I could find
Yeah.
this, but it's a real thing. Like millennials, we hold on to personal days versus like the generation up under us. Was it Gen Z? I think it is.
Hmm.
They'll
Yeah, they fight for their days, bro.
take a personal day immediately, bro. Like soon they 90 day up. Like yeah, personal day, mental health. Like
Yeah, no, work life balance ain't no joke for them, bro. Like,
bro.
and I'm honestly, bro, I learned a lot from that generation because I was probably that guy, that's just like, nah, I'm just grinding, I'm just gonna grind through, not even thinking about the vacation time. But then I got to a certain point where, when it comes around time for those performance reviews, not only am I looking to see what kind of, increase I'm getting, but I'm looking to see if we can go ahead and extend that vacation and sick time even more, because work life balance is a real thing. Like especially with my side's family, with the responsibilities that come from the point that I wake up to the point that I walk back in the house. It never ends. And so if I don't carve out those moments to even just refresh, I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, bro. The, I to this day still don't regret taking like not working on Mondays. I was like, nah,
Yeah, bro.
I'm about to
That's a great move.
I'm about to downsize to not working on Monday and Tuesday. Keep on playing with me.
So you you got out the matrix on that one.
Oh, that's a blessing. And it's so crazy though, cause like every review, I get that look like so. They're not coming in on Monday, right? I'm like,
Nope. You ain't even
Trying to
gotta
add
ask
another
for it.
day.
nah, I'm not doing it. It's worth the sanity, bro. Like in all seriousness, like I can't even imagine working 5 days a week right now. Like, cause I look at it, I work 5 days a week. My wife worked 3 days a week. So as busy as we are, I can only imagine if we both added a day to that schedule, work like a day to our work schedule. I don't even know how we'd be able to get it done, bro. Like we would go crazy. And it's
Yeah,
already like you know what I'm saying. Like just now, that we both have abbreviated schedules. But granted, we also like got other stuff going on too. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be different if
yeah.
we only went to work and that was it. But that's not our life. So we got other projects and things that we're working on. But yeah, bro, I tell everybody,
Mm,
dog, take a day if you can. Yeah,
that's
figure
real.
it ain't worth it, dog. Not worth your sanity.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a
Mm.
good pod, man. This was like a
We bounced around, but
it, it
we hit
was it
some
was well rounded, man.
yeah.
yeah.
It was well rounded. Let me see if I can find some of the and for those that checked out our last episode, man, thank y'all. Um, you know, that's what we do sometimes. We'll bring some of the Patreon, some of the thinkers onto the pod and let them just talk. And shout out to Walt, bro. Like you really brought up some good points, and we had a very fruitful conversation. So Salute to you. He was one of our latest patrons. And I just put the call out there. It was just like, yo, anybody available to pod tonight? And he hit like back instantly, like, yo, I wanna jump on. And it was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And so, um, yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
Walt dropped some gems, man. Thanks for standing in, brother.
yeah, he definitely did. He
It
definitely
was
dropped.
great.
Um, let's see. What is okay? I felt like
What you got, Doc?
no, I got a bunch of but I felt like we already. I think I may have just didn't mark it because I felt like we already had that question before. Um, Let me try. And if we had this question, I apologize. But I said, what's something that you've never done but you would like to try? I felt like we had that question before. You
I
don't
don't
think?
remember that one.
All right, cool. I could be tripping.
Yeah.
Something I haven't done, but I would like to try. Oh man. Um, hmm.
I'm trying to think. Something I never done. I like to try.
I would. I mean,
Uh,
I was gonna say skydiving, bro, but I don't think it's gonna happen at this point.
You don't think so?
I don't hit that. Rather, I don't know, man. I just don't hit that point in life where I'm like, I ain't jumping out no plane, fam. Like, and not that I even think something would happen.
Mhm.
I think it's just the reality of it. Like, why? Why? Like,
You know
why
something?
am I jumping out of a plane?
I wouldn't. I haven't jumped out of a plane before. I wouldn't mind doing it, but it's kind of like I want to do it with like my kids, and that sounds crazy.
Mm,
But like I want to leave something to do with them. Like when they
hmm
get a little bit older, and when they get to that moment, like, yo, dad, come and get on the roller coaster with me. Like I want to find something that we can do that it'll be our first and last time that we can do together. And I think that might be
hmm
one of those things that I wouldn't mind doing with my kids. Just like,
mm,
go skydiving or like hang gliding, something.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That I know that this is only gonna happen one time. Like
right.
it's only going down once. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think I wouldn't mind doing that with the girls one day.
yeah, I'm trying to think. And this isn't something that's just like adventures or something, but I've never been out of the country before, even though I've had a passport
There you
for
go.
like for about 5 years, I think.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
tripping.
Yeah,
but
you
I
big
mean, I
tripping,
would
bro.
definitely. I mean, the pandemic didn't help at all because it's like I haven't flown since 2019. So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah. No, I definitely want to. I definitely want to experience. Um, I definitely want to experience going out of the country.
A single black man?
Well,
Bro, what?
I know you, yeah, bro. I don't know what you wrong for. And you done had a passport for 5 years, bro. I'm gonna let you have
Well,
that one.
bro, to be
What?
honest, man, I don't think I would be comfortable with going out of the country by myself.
You crazy?
Mm.
What?
That's
What?
hey, bro.
I'm
That's
gonna leave it at that. You,
that's just me though. You
As a
say
man,
what you want to say,
hey,
huh?
no, I'll say this though, right? Because that's what you're saying is a real phobia that people that within
yeah, that's real.
the states have. Trust me, bro. Once you get over there, it's nothing like you might be thinking in your head. Number one, everybody caters to America because we spend money. So there's not going to be too many places that you're going to go to that nobody speaks English. For number two, technology has advanced that like, bro, they have apps that you can literally open up your camera and whatever's in a different language will show up in English on your phone on the camera. Like, so it's not there's that barrier is not as big as people may think it is. Outside of that, bro, it's
Yeah,
just like being like you at home right now. You ain't walking
Hmm.
around showing your money and all of that. You cognizant of like you check. Do you say you check your bank account every day? Credit score.
right.
Well, you got to do that, bro.
Oh, bro, trust me,
Just
you good over
yeah,
there. Bro. Like you ain't got
so
nothing to
good,
worry about. Like trust me, you won't.
bro.
Now,
You got any street smarts. Like you're gonna be okay in pretty much any country.
yeah, you
End
good.
of the day, you walking down the street, especially if you're in a tourist area, you don't heard about like either young kids or pocket pickers and all that kind of stuff, bro. Like you'll see that stuff coming from a mile away.
Yeah. For somebody that
So
that like you, because we know
Yeah.
yeah,
you ain't green to
what?
like
Nah,
dude like,
you're
oh
not walking around like, wow, gee, golly, this is beautiful. Let me take a photo.
yeah,
Bro, you can't look like a tour. Yeah, you can't look like a
Nah, you can't
tourist.
look like that. What I'm saying, then you good. You
good, bro.
good, bro. They'll
Yeah,
know you're not from there just because you black, but depending on where you're
yeah,
going. But at the end of the
yeah.
day, they know not to try. What? By the way, where's the first place you want to go when you go
I'm
overseas?
Bro, honestly, I always wanted to go to Tokyo, man. Huh? What do you say?
What you said, JD?
I said I'm gonna give them three: Brazil, Dominican Republic.
Bro, I always wanted to go to Tokyo, man. Like just from what I
Okay.
see on TV, like it just looked nice, man.
Now, with everything we just said, I've never been to Tokyo, but the people that I know have been, they said that is the one place that there is a real culture shock because
Mm,
you're literally going somewhere where there's not going to be any black people, and everything's
Uh,
completely different.
that's
Like
crazy.
when you go to Europe, you're seeing like white people, and we see white
yeah,
people. And not saying that you don't see Asian people every day, but like going to Tokyo, it's like you are going somewhere that you are everybody's gonna know that you're not from there. At least in Europe, some people might think that, oh, you could be Nigerian, you could be, from Africa and you just live there. Like there's a lot of people that live in the UK that's from Africa and different parts of the world. But when you go there, they know like you not from here at all.
Yeah,
So you'll stick out like a sore thumb. But I heard it's a real nice experience though. Outside.
yeah.
But yeah, dog, you should go, man. Like just go.
you should, bro.
Yeah, just go, bro. And take. I mean, we can make it a homeboy trip, but it's kind of hard for me to go somewhere my old lady ain't went. Like
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be
homeboy
yeah, they're
trip
gonna turn into a couple trip real quick.
to a couple. Yeah, definitely. I wish I would tell my old lady. Yeah, we're going to Tokyo for a guys trip. And I mean,
So am I.
so
Hey, y'all better put y'all foot down, man.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
okay. Right.
put your foot down.
Yeah, you'll see how that goes.
I wish I would put my foot down on that. I'm going without you. Whenever I get all my stuff outside, guaranteed. You going to Tokyo? How was Tokyo? Yeah, right. That's
Hope
funny.
you got a place to stay over there.
I know I'm gonna be staying with you when I get back. Let me hop on the sofa.
Got you, dog.
Talk about I'm going about that stuff. But look, man, that's the Black Man Think podcast, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like we say always, I don't know what we say always. Tell a friend and tell a friend because without y'all, there is no show. So um, we appreciate y'all and we thank y'all and we'll see y'all next week.
The Black Men Think Podcast.